Hi, my name is Antoine Zbuck. I live in Vancouver and I recently bought 2 months ago a ring to monitor my heart rate and also my oxygen level, which looks like this here. And the folks at Viatom, the Chinese company that manufactures this, were really nice in pre-sale and also in support. I've been wearing for 2 months and it worked out so well. It helped me a lot for my condition, that I thought these guys deserve to be known. I'm a YouTube nobody, I don't really have any videos up there, but at least I have the technical skills to make a video. At least I can do a video and say nice things about them and about their products, because it's really a high quality products. And that's why I don't mind doing a video under my real name to explain this. So this ring, why is it useful? Why would you wear something that turns on automatically like this? Well, in my case it was for sleep apnea. In my parents' case, I'm buying one for them. It's for exercise. So older people, if they do exercise, they don't want to have a heart rate that goes above, maybe 120, 140. So being able to monitor your oxygen and your heart rate can be very useful. It can increase your safety, because when you do exercise, your only information is, am I out of breath? Am I about to die? It's nice to be able to quantify it, to be able to know exactly where's your heart rate, where's your oxygen level. And what's beautiful about it is that it also connects to your computer and to an app. So in my case, I have severe sleep apnea. What that means is that every 2 minutes, if I didn't have a CPAP machine, my throat would close and I would be strangled, I wouldn't breathe. So with the machine I can breathe. And I've been getting used to it for the last year or so. But even then I don't sleep very well. I'm always somewhat tired. Not enough to impact my day, but it's been getting better thanks to the data I got from this. But sleep apnea can really affect your life. What I got from this is my heart rate and my oxygen level. So I saw that every 15 minutes or so my heart rate would go from 60 to 90, so I would have spikes. And this led the sleep clinic to think I have some kind of condition that does that is treatable. So I went from somewhat stressed because I didn't know why the machine was telling me it was working, the air was coming in, but yet I didn't feel refreshed. I was stressed because of this unknown, to okay, so yeah, there's something going on, but now I know what it is and it can be treated, which led in turn to better sleep. So why should you care? If you have sleep apnea, you can download your data and use some apps to monitor, how is the machine doing, how much air is it pushing through, are there any leaks, and that sort of stuff is useful. But the critical part is your actual oxygen level. It's your actual heart rate. And this thing here, this ring, actually does it. That's why I bought it. And it's quite useful for this. The other reason is that it gives you your heart rate, but it also gives you your oxygen level. So you might have a kind of a watch like this that gives you your heart rate. But these watches, the heart rate is not always accurate, not that accurate. The technology involved in this makes it much more accurate. The circuit is much closer to your skin, much tighter as well, so it reads better. And coincidentally, it matches pretty well the data from the sleep app. So when I went back and they put all the electrodes on you and you're like this for the whole night, what came out of it matched pretty well what the ring gave me. So that built my confidence. Initially I was already impressed. I mean, the support people, the pre-sales people and support people at Viatom on AliExpress, they are really nice. So they're good folks. And so when I received the box, I was already in good hands. So technically speaking, this is very good quality offset printing, so it doesn't look cheap. The box is well made. There's your USB cable that you connect to your PC to download the data. And what I really like is that the app works. Everything works. The software actually works. The app also works. So if you're, let's say that you don't sleep well at night, you're not sure if you have sleep apnea. Well, the screen will buzz or beep or make noise, depending on how you choose to be alarmed. When either your heart rate goes too high, if you're doing exercise, or in the case where you're trying to see if you have sleep apnea, when your oxygen level goes too low. So it's a very good thing to be able to be woken up, let's say, at the moment you stop breathing, instead of having to have an obstruction event, they call it, instead of having issues. So I really want to show you guys the product. Again, I've been wearing that for 2 months, so I've had plenty of chances to break it because I sleep on my stomach like this, always turning, so it didn't break so far. It's pretty robust. I dropped it a few times, no problem. I want to show you the app, also the software, because everything so far worked. And I got it cheap as well and special on AliExpress. I really want to share this first off because the team over there was really nice. It's rare you talk to a company and they treat you like a human. They answer fast. They have good quality service. In support, I had a question at some point. They answered equally fast. And so it's a good company. They have a good product. It's worthwhile doing business with them. I was impressed. But also because it's so useful, maybe 3 years ago you would think that having a cell phone was just a ridiculous idea for old people or rich people, but I will predict that everybody will have something like that in a few years. It's going to be getting smaller anyway, because it quantifies your activity. If you wear that for a day, a cardiologist can see if you have arrhythmia, for example, can see if you have problems with your heart, if your heart rate is too low or goes too high too fast, or your oxygen level. It's quite useful. In my case, it helped me a lot. It got me to diagnose what was the issue with me, just thanks to this little device. So let's jump into the app and the software, and I'll show you how it works. So when you start the software on PCs, is Windows 10, you get to see that it's not connected. So if you connect it, and I push download, and it shows up as connected. So what's nice about it is that you get to set your information if you want, so that it's easier to print. You get to see also the highest and lowest point for your oxygen and heart rate, which is kind of important in some cases. And then you get to see an overview. So how did your oxygen go? How did your pulse go? And how much did you move throughout the night? And then you actually see the details. It's quite detailed. And you can print that, so it's a pretty great format. Show you the version you're having. You get to contact them here if you need to. And this opens up a web page that's fairly generic, and it's mostly concerning their app. One of the nice things is that you can save that as a PDF or export as a CSV, so comma separated values, basically something Excel can pick up. And once you have this as a CSV, you could have, if you have somebody that knows their stuff, technically speaking, better graphs. You could use the data to create your own graphs if you wanted to. But as is, this is great for a doctor to look at. It's great for a sleep clinic to look at if you want to start a document. It's very useful for this. And you can see that you can also set up a few items, right? So how strong is a vibration when it connects? There's threshold for the oxygen. So at which point should it ring or vibrate? That would be your thresholds. Same for your heartbeat. So if you want it to buzz, physically buzz the ring itself, then you could set this here. That is quite nice. Synchronize the stock clock. Put that to higher. And always on, but I wouldn't use that. It would drain the battery too fast. So the battery will last pretty much 10-12 hours, a full night of sleep. 12 hours is roughly it. So you recharge it every day, and after you go charging it is quite fast, so it doesn't take much, about, I don't know, maybe an hour max. and it's full. It's a tiny device after all. So, as I said, the software just works. It installs like a charm, and you can set up your data and review it over time. So right now we just installed it on an Android phone, and both of them are picked up. It imports first the data from the ring, and that's the part that can take a bit of time if you have lots of data. You can log in. So from the start, you get the usual bunch of permissions. The app technically is well done. It's they added animation. It's a modern app, you know. You can see that it wasn't programmed by a monkey. First time you're going to do this, tap on the key. Then it imports the data. That's accelerated. It takes more time than that in real life. Then you see your dates. So every day that you recorded data. And you can pinch in, you can zoom in to see a specific timeline. So at the bottom you see the motion, and you can correlate your heart rate with the motions. Of course, if you start tossing around, your heart rate's going to go up. At the top you see your average oxygen level and lower. There's also lots of settings. So as I mentioned before, you can set it that it's going to buzz when the oxygen or the heart goes too low or too high. Very useful for old people, but also very useful if you're just somebody that has sleep apnea, or you want to make sure that, in the case of a very light sleep apnea, you are notified when you sleep. Seriously, I got this for what, 2 months now? I'm very, very happy with it. I highly recommend it.